Welcome back to the Explanation Pro. Today I'll recap a mystery thriller film called Afflicted. Spoilers incoming. The movie begins with a celebration as Cliff Prowse and his childhood friend Derek Lee decide to travel around the world as they document their experiences to accomplish their web series Ends of the Earth. Cliff will accompany Derek to fulfill his last wish as he is diagnosed with arteriovenous malformation, AVM, which could paralyze or cause his death sooner or later. Despite the uncertainties, Derek would like to accomplish his dream to venture into the world. He asks Cliff to join his world tour. As Derek has been introduced to traveling, he wishes to continue his childhood journey traveling into several places. He opts to fulfill his dream before he dies. Derek has to satisfy his wanderlust by visiting and recording the picturesque landscapes within the countries they will see. Derek consulted his brother, Jason, before he left. Derek's brother is bothered with his decision. He asks him if he has already informed their parents regarding his decision. Dr. Gary Redekop discusses Derek's magnetic resonance imaging (MRI) test results and warns him about the consequences he might face if he pursues this travel journey. Dr. Redekop suggests that Derek take immediate medical assistance as his sickness might cost him his life. Cliff and Derek go to Barcelona, Spain, to meet their old friends, Edo and Zach, who are currently on tour with their band. Cliff captures the video of Derek, Edo, and Zach approaching the go-kart they will use in roaming around the town. Derek, Cliff, Edo, and Zach enjoy the amenities and famous spots to enjoy their leisure time while visiting Spain. They even try skydiving as Cliff says he has never seen Derek that happy. On their 7th day, Cliff records Derek while brushing his teeth to ask him about hanging out with a French woman so he can have fun and enjoy the rest of the night. Zach gives Derek a box of protection once he gets laid in the club party they'll attend. While they are partying, Cliff spots Derek getting cozy with a gorgeous lady named Audrey. Cliff approaches them and introduces himself, but Audrey seems uncomfortable with the camera and the attention they receive. Derek asks Cliff to give them some privacy as the lady feels indifferent in the awkward situation. Minutes later, Cliff's camera captures Derek lip-locking with Audrey at a narrow area inside the club. After the band performance, Zach and Edo fix the wirings and all the material they used during their final performance. Cliff records Zach and Edo's reaction upon knowing that Derek has finally tasted some sweet nectar. The three plan to sneak out inside Derek's room to check their current situation, but to their surprise, Derek lies unconsciously and is covered with blood. They panic as they seek help and call for an ambulance, as Edo tries waking him. Derek wakes up with a blurry vision as he notices his panicking pals while watching him. Derek tries to clean the painful round wound on his bicep. There is a huge bloody hole in his skin and some cuts found in his browline. Cliff roams the camera around as he covers the red-stained bedsheets. Derek narrates that Audrey smacks his head as everything goes hazy, and the next thing he knows, his friends are panicking. As Derek doesn't remember anything, they just assumed that Audrey just planned on robbing him while he was unconscious. Derek and Cliff bid goodbye to Zach and Edo as they may now proceed traveling to Italy. Arriving at Vernazza, Italy, Derek feels drowsy and exhausted. He drops his body like a hot potato upon reaching his room and sleeps. Cliff tries waking Derek, but the latter sleeps like a log. He also takes care of him as Derek gets a fever. The next day, Cliff wakes Derek to visit a restaurant to grab some lunch. As the waiter serves their pasta dish, Derek devours his plate but vomits quickly when his stomach receives the solid food. Derek leaves as he feels embarrassed and sick. Cliff checks on Derek's whereabouts as he tape records his current condition. Cliff suggests that Derek visit a doctor to check on his health status. Derek declines to go to the hospital as he believes it will only hinder their trip if the tests reveal he's sick. During their visit to a vineyard, Derek feels extremely sensitive to the sunlight and panicky asks Cliff and Bartolo to leave the place. Derek receives a lot of sunburns as he experiences excruciating pain from the scorching touch of the sun on his skin. When Derek can no longer hold the burns, he runs inside a room and asks Cliff for some water which can relieve the sensation. Cliff immediately brings a pail of water as Derek soaks his arms and head into the cool water. Cliff records himself and asks his viewers for some help as he narrates the happenings that his camera has captured. However, Derek overheard his confessions in the video frustratingly walks back and forth as he hears Cliff's reasoning. As Derek dislikes Cliff's commentaries, he punches a stone wall with bare hands. Cliff picks up his camera and scans his camera to capture the debris from his outburst. Cliff notices that Derek displays superhuman strength as he can tear the remnants of the stone wall into pieces. The next few days have become an experiment trip for Derek and Cliff. Cliff records the inhuman strength, speed, and agility that Derek has. Cliff documents every moment Derek has showcased his abilities, proof of his unbelievable skills. And as they go home, Derek tries removing his eye contact when he feels irritated about it. Derek has drawn his eye to their surprise when he pulls out the contacts themselves. Over the next few days, Derek still refuses to eat regular human food. Cliff captures Derek's moment when he pushes himself to eat then vomits afterward. Cliff receives a video call with Jason, as the latter complains about Derek's refusal to reply to their messages. Jason reminds Cliff that he is physical with Derek during this trip, as he is now responsible for his welfare till they reach their destination. Cliff persuades Derek to visit the hospital, but Derek believes he is okay. He invites Cliff to record his show-off to prove his holistic wellness. Derek jumps off the building onto the other side of the road to confirm the test of being perfectly fine. Derek had a feud with the driver, who had almost hit him and Cliff in the road. He dominates the two with his unquestionable strength as he leaves them bloody. The camera caught Derek's action as he licked the blood in his hands. The video of their journey to the hospital has been posted. The netizens noticed Derek's strange behavior when he licked his palm after harming the driver and passenger. Cliff confronts Derek about his peculiar behavior as per the recordings in their hands. Cliff speculates that Derek has acquired vampirism and tries proving these claims through online research. Audrey has become the primary suspect who turned him into a vampire by critically analyzing the situation. Cliff provides cow's blood from the butcher to confirm which blood suits Derek's diet, as he documents his reaction after drinking. As usual, Derek vomits and releases the fluid he has taken. Next, they have killed a piglet to collect its blood, but the same results. Till Derek confesses in the camera that he needs human blood to survive. The two visit a blood bank to collect some human blood to satisfy Derek's hunger. However, their blood bank operation fails. As Derek immediately needs blood, Derek tries robbing an incoming ambulance but ends up on a failed mission, so they return to their hotel accommodation. While resting, Derek experiences a catatonic state as he starts to seizure due to severe deprivation of human blood. His mouth starts releasing white fluids as if it is releasing bubbles. Derek has been unconscious for 11 hours and witnesses how challenging his situation is. Derek almost attacks Cliff, but he has decided to cut his arm to feed him. Cliff tries to look for his missing friend upon returning where he left Derek. The barbaric Derek attacks and kills his best friend, Cliff. Derek realizes that he has killed Cliff with his inhumane deeds when he regains his sanity. Derek decides to record himself and narrates his story about Cliff, their shared moments, and the sacrifices Cliff has offered. He confesses to killing himself to show remorse for Cliff's death, but it does not solve anything. It only appears that he gets scared by his attempts, but it will never kill him. Derek plans to find Audrey as she is the prime suspect in these vampire changes within him. Derek tries to test his sun exposure endurance, but it ends up tearing and burning his skin instantly. Soon after, attempts from an Interpol agent take place as they try to hold him in their custody. Derek escapes in daylight upon hearing their arrival as he brings Cliff's camera bag. Derek was able to ride the train to go back to France as he continuously documented his journey. He chooses to hide in a warehouse and looks for clues to solve his problem. Reviewing the footage taken by Cliff, he discovers that Audrey's phone was left in the hotel room when they first met. Upon collecting the device in the hotel, he bumps into Jason, who is on his way to trap him with the police officers waiting outside. Derek pushes himself to escape as he jumps high into the air and can now climb into the hotel's rooftop. From there, he strides his way to get out and leave. Derek uses Audrey's cell phone to lure someone to him. He messages every person on the contact list till one day, someone replies. The unknown person, which reveals that it is Maurice, offers to meet him in person, but to be cautious, Derek decides to hide and stalk him till Maurice gets back to a filthy building. As Derek surveys the man's apartment, he sees Audrey's childhood photographs. Maurice attacks him from behind and pounces to harm him. Maurice tries hitting his head to make him lose his consciousness immediately. But with Derek's vampire strength, he could overpower and restrain him. Derek documents his captive situation. Maurice is tied down in a chair. Derek interrogates Maurice for keeping a saw that is covered with blood. Maurice explains that Derek is the only vampire Audrey has turned. He was a long acquaintance of Audrey, but he never transformed him into one. Maurice warns Derek to leave quickly as Audrey may now arrive and kill him. Unfortunately, the groupe d'intervention de la gendarmerie nationale, Gigan, arrives at the apartment and attacks Derek, and nearly kills him with their assault. As he goes back into his catatonic state, Derek hunts down his enemies and destroys the whole squad. After accomplishing his murder stance, Derek escapes once again. Audrey finally reveals herself as she goes to the abandoned building to meet Derek. The two fight as Derek demands a cure in this condition that she has given him. Audrey tells her that there is no cure, she must kill to feed himself. Upon hearing her explanation, Derek lashes out his hatred and anger towards her. But, Audrey being dominant and more experienced than him, she can easily dodge and block his attempts. Audrey was able to harm him as she stabbed him with wood and tackled him down on the floor. Audrey reveals that it was a mistake to turn Derek into her likeness. She narrates that she would have cured herself if she knew the answer. Audrey encourages him to feed every 4 to 5 days to satisfy his thirst, but Derek refuses because he knows in his conscience that he can't. If he continuously deprives himself of eating, he will become more uncontrollable, as he might kill people every day. Audrey reminds him that he doesn't have a choice not to kill because he needs it for his survival, but he can choose whom to kill. Audrey tells him that she had pitied him as she knew he was dying. That's why he transformed him into a vampire. The movie ends when Derek delivers his last entry as he gives his farewell to his family. As his final entry, he recorded himself feeding on a man who had abused a child while taking videos of his evil deeds. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and also subscribe my channel for more videos like this. See you in the next video.